The message God gave me to bring today, I believe, is a clear one. It's an encouragement, it's an instruction, it's a challenge. The title of this message is, Let's Bring It Full Circle. I just was thinking of this idea of full circle. I like to keep it simple, and let's use it for a minute to represent all that God has given you, all the provision that He's surrounded you with in your life, all the blessings He's given you, all the resources He's given you. But it's interesting, verse 2, he says, in the midst of a very severe trial, their overflowing joy and extreme poverty welled up in rich generosity. Let me give you something to write down on your note sheet. Tough times are good ground for God's provision. It's in the midst of what you perceive to be scarcity that God says, I want you to start here. I don't want you to start with what you have and what you think you can do and what you can make sense of, because then you won't need any faith. See, faith is the fertile ground where good things grow, where God things grow. See, if all you saw was your sufficiency, you'd never see God's. And here's the problem with your sufficiency. It's a limited resource. Generosity and greed operate from completely different standpoints. Greed will always find an excuse. Generosity will always find a way. But I found out something about good intentions. Good intentions don't get it done. Anything. Paul said, don't just have the desire, but finish it. Do it, because good intentions don't get the gospel out. Paul said, I want to put you to the test. You say you love God, you say you love people, you've experienced His grace, bring it. Bring what you say full circle. Here's one circle that represents somebody's gift. Let's say the size of the pad represents what you have. The size of the circle represents what you give. And here's another circle. Technically speaking, which circle is bigger? But from God's perspective, I wonder, like we see this circle as bigger. But God says, I don't measure the size of the circle. I measure the size of the sacrifice that the circle represents. I'll fill what you bring me, God says. So you want to bring me this? That's all I can fill. If that's the size of your faith, that's what I'll fill. I'll work with what you give me. But if you want to see me enlarge your world and enlarge your heart, look, the marker is in your hands, church. God says, you draw the circle. How much of a difference do you want to make? How much stake in what I'm building do you want to have? You draw the circle. You don't always get to determine the amount of resource, but you do get to determine the size of the circle.